Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave, where others have found fortunes in treasure and gold. It is rumored that some who enter are never to be seen again, and magic is said to permeate the cave. I know of places, actions, and things. Take me with you, and I will be your eyes and hands. Keep watch on your compass. It will guide you through the cave. I know of a few special objects, such as a black rod hidden in the cave. Take these objects and carry them in your inventory, which will show you the items you're carrying. Some objects have side effects. For instance, the rod scares the bird, and usually people unsuccessfully manipulating an object are attempting something beyond their or my capabilities, and should try a different tack. Take heed that cave passages turn often, and realize that exiting one room to the north does not always guarantee entering the next from the south. And just because you enter a room one time without issue does not mean that you won't be rechanneled elsewhere the next. To get full credit for a treasure, you must leave it safely in the little building, though you do get partial credit for just locating the treasure. Points get lost for getting killed, or for quitting, though the former costs you more. Also, points are based on how much of the cave you've managed to explore. There is a large bonus just for penetrating the deeper cave, distinguishing the beginners from the rest of the pack. There are other ways to determine whether you've survived some of the more harrowing sections. And if you think you've found all the treasures, just keep exploring for a while. There's more to discover. Occasionally, I may offer hints if you seem to be having trouble. If I do, I'll warn you in advance how much it will cost your score to accept the hints. Good luck. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. A small stream flows out of the building and down a gully. The door is closed. There is a shiny brass lamp nearby. There is a bottle of water here. There is food here. You are inside a building, a well house for a large spring. Nothing happens. There are some keys on the ground here. You are inside a well house.
Roberta Williams. I've had a long and very rewarding career designing many adventure games. Since the year 1980 was my first game, Mystery Hut. I'm excited to lead you on a journey to explore the game that started it all, Colossal Cave Adventure. It's a vast, intricate game that rewards careful...
You see rushing water. No need to close it. You are in a gentle valley near a stream tumbling along a rocky bed. The grate is locked. A large owl seems to be watching you. Set of keys. Set of keys. Set of keys. You have unlocked the grate. This is an opening into a cave. You're in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. A low crawl over cobbles leads inwards to the west. Nothing happens. You're in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. You're below the grate. A crawl over cobbles leads to the west. Strange. Looks like others have been here before you. There's no use for that here. You're below the grate. A crawl over cobbles leads to the west. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. Brass lantern. The lantern is now lit. There is a small wicker cage discarded nearby. A That is useless right now. You're crawling in a low passage. You are in a debris room filled with stuff washed in from the surface. A low, wide passage with cobbles becomes plugged with mud and debris here, but an awkward canyon leads upward and west. It says Zizzy. A 3-foot black rod with a rusty star on an end lies nearby. You can't go further west here. Black rod. Nothing. There's nothing to do with it here. Zizzy. Zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the well house. Black rod. Black rod. Zizzy. Zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You find yourself in the debris room. Black rod. You're in an awkward, sloping east-west canyon. A cheerful little bird is sitting here singing. The bird was unafraid when you entered, but as you approach it becomes disturbed. The little bird won't let you near it. Wicker cage. The little bird won't let you near it. That won't work here. Wicker cage. Wicker cage. The little bird won't... If you would like to catch the bird, I can give you a hint, but it will cost you 2 points. Touch the glowing bird if you would like the hint, but hurry before the glow disappears. Something seems to be frightening the bird just now, and you cannot catch it no matter what you try. Perhaps you might try later. Beady eyes are watching you. At your feet is a small pit breathing traces of mist. A white mist, usually water, seen from time to time in caverns. It can be found anywhere, but is frequently a sign of a deep pit leading down to water. Black rod. A dwarf is hard at work in there. There is a large, sparkling nugget of gold here. A pickaxe is stuck in the rock. You're in a low room. Veins of gold cover the walls. You could never pull it out, no matter how hard you try. You're in a low room. Veins of gold cover the walls. A little dwarf. Watch out! Sorry, you'll need to drop something before you can carry anything more. Set of keys. Set of keys. Black rod. Large wicker cage. Zizzy. Zizzy. Nothing happens. There is a little axe here. Black rod. Set brass lantern. Wicker cage. That is useless right now. That won't work here. Sorry, you'll need to drop something before you can carry anything more. Black rod. Wicker cage. Black rod. Zizzy. Zizzy. Nothing happens. Those steps are unclimbable while carrying that heavy gold nugget. Bottle of water. Dwarf's axe. There must be a way to cross this fissure. There must be a way to cross this fissure. Beautiful crystals light this murky place. Dwarf's axe. That won't work here. Zizzy. Zizzy. There's nothing to do with it here. Large gold nugget. That is useless, right? Large gold. The bird was unafraid when you entered, but as you approach it becomes disturbed. Brass lantern. Dwarf's axe. There's nothing to do with it here. Beady eyes are watching you. Wicker cage. That won't work here. That is useless right now. Nothing happens. Set of keys. Zizzy. Zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the well house. Tasty food. Wicker cage. Black rod. Brass lantern. Wicker cage. Dropping things you're carrying requires a nice, wide, flat place to put them. Wicker cage. You are in open forest, with a deep valley to one side. You're by a stream in a gentle valley. Dwarf's axe. Brass lantern. Dwarf's axe. Bottle of water. Zizzy, zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You find yourself in the debris room. Dwarf's axe. That won't work. There's no use for that here. A cheerful little bird is sitting here singing. A cheerful little bird is sitting here singing. You could catch the bird, but cannot carry it. Tasty food. Zizzy. Zizzy. That won't work here. Zizzy. Zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the well house. Tasty food. Zizzy. Zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You find yourself in the debris room. Brass lantern. Wicker cage. You have captured the bird. Little bird in a cage. You're in the Hall of the Mountain King, with passages off in 5 directions. A huge green fierce snake bars the way.
Ah!
Could this have been the king's throne? Large gold nugget. Dwarf's axe. Attacking the snake won't work, and is very dangerous. A huge green fierce snake bars the way. Tasty food. Large gold nugget. The snake doesn't seem to be interested in that. Tasty food. That won't work with the snake. Little bird in a cage. The little bird attacks the green snake, and in an astounding flurry, drives the snake away. There is a small wicker cage discarded nearby. There is precious jewelry here. Sorry, you'll need to drop something before you can carry anything more. Tasty food. Wicker cage. Large gold nugget. There are bars of silver here. You're in a low north-south passage at a hole in the floor. The hole goes down to an east-west passage. You hear the word plu. It says Y2. There is a threatening dwarf. A sharp knife is thrown. It missed. Dwarf's axe. You have attacked a little dwarf, but he has dodged out of the way. There is a threatening dwarf. A sharp knife is thrown. It missed. Bottle. Press dwarf's axe. You have vanquished a little dwarf. The shadowy figure seems to be trying to attract your attention. The shadowy figure seems to be trying to attract your attention. Brass lantern. Tasty food. Precious jewelry. Dwarf's axe. That's a crazy light. Some dimwit cobbled that contraption together. I wouldn't touch that. You could get electrocuted. Bottle of water. Dwarf's axe. There's no use for that here. Wicker cake. Precious jewelry. Nothing happens. Bottle of water. There's no use for that here. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. Plue. Plue. That won't work here. Brass la Plue. Plue. Nothing happens. Tasty food. Plue. Plue. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the well house. What? Precious jewelry. Precious jewelry. There's no use for that here. Precious jewelry. Black rod. Dwarf's axe. Wicker cage. Set of keys. Brass lantern. You have turned off the lantern. Set wicker cage. Tasty food. Set of keys. Bottle of water. Tasty food. Tasty food. Tasty food. Brass lantern. The lantern is now lit. Bottle of water. Ah, you were getting a bit thirsty. Empty bottle. Your bottle is now full. Black rod. Bottle of water. Set of black rod. You're inside a well house. No need to close it. Taste wicker cage, clue. Zizzy, zizzy. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You find yourself in the debris room. Bottle of water. Brass lantern. Dwarf's axe. Black rod. There is a threatening dwarf. A sharp knife is thrown. It missed. Dwarf's axe. You have vanquished a little dwarf. Wicker cage. Dropping things you're carrying requires a nice, wide, flat place to put them. Brass lantern. Clue. Clue. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the well house. Bars of silver. Black rod. Clue. Clue. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the Y2 room. You're in a large room with 3 exits. There's no use for that here. There are faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. The shadowy figure seems to be trying to attract your attention. That's a crazy light. Some dimwit cobbled that contraption together. I wouldn't touch that. You could get electrocuted. That's a crazy light. Some dimwit cobbled that contraption together. Maybe you can fit through this small crack. Maybe you can fit through this small crack. You find yourself in the Hall of Mists after squeezing through a tight crack. There is a threatening dwarf. A sharp knife is thrown. It missed. Wicked dwarf's axe. You have vanquished a little dwarf. That won't work here. Sorry, you'll need to drop something before you can carry anything more. Black rod. Brass lantern. Plew. Plew. That is useless right now. Plew. Plew. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the well house. Brass lantern. Rare coins. Plew. Plew. You feel a strange pulling sensation. You're back in the Y2 room. Dwarf's axe. You're in the bottom of a small pit with a little stream, which enters and exits through tiny slits. You're in a dirty, broken passage. To the east is a crawl. To the west is a large passage. Above, you see a hole to another passage. There are cracks everywhere, but you may be able to slip through this one. There is an enormous clam here. Its shell is tightly closed. Dwarf's axe. The axe is too small to open this large clam. Tasty food. The clam is not hungry. You're in a cul-de-sac. You're in a large room carved out of sedimentary rock. The floor and walls are littered with bits of shells embedded in the stone. A shallow passage proceeds downward, and a somewhat steeper one leads up. A low hands and knees passage enters from the south. This is an old coral passage. It's now blocked by debris. You see a sturdy ladder. You are in an anteroom leading to a large passage to the east. Small passages go west and up. The remnants of recent digging are evident. Dwarf's axe. You briefly ponder throwing your axe at the little dwarf, but change your mind. Why stir up trouble? You see a sturdy ladder. There's nothing to do with it here. You've crawled around in some little holes and wound up back in the main passage. Don't give up. Keep trying. Spelunker Today. I'm afraid the magazine is written in Dwarvish. The stream enters through a 2-inch slit. Tasty food. You're in a brass lantern. My goodness, that was a mighty fall. Oh dear, you seem to have been ousted from your adventure. I might be able to help, but I've never really done this before. Do you want me to? All right, but don't blame me if something goes wrong. You're standing at the